I'm Kristin Omdahl, and we're here in Southwest Florida, specifically at Vanderbilt Beach today, watching the sunrise over the buildings and the trees to the east. And this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. If you're joining me live, please say hello and let me know if you're crafting this morning. Hi Ida, hi Lisa, hi Cindy. Thank you all for joining me live. I appreciate you being here. Hi Judy, thanks for joining live. Hi Ruthie, hi Sandshell. Hi Sharon, good morning. Hi Stacy. Hi Terry. Hi Rhonda, Sarah May. Thank you all for joining me live. Hi Poutine. Hi Letty. So I am feeling really grateful to be here this morning because I had a little accident last night. I splashed some toxic chemicals in my left eye and spent the next 5 minutes after that screaming. Spent the next 20 minutes in the shower forcing my eye open to rinse it out. Spent the next hour worrying if I was going to be blind in my left eye, and slowly but surely started feeling better as my eye could open again on its own and had vision, and then had clear vision. My eye's still very sensitive this morning, so no eye makeup today for sure, or for a while, but I'm so grateful that I feel better. Just a little tender this morning, but definitely feel better. Very scary last night, so I was debating even coming to the beach this morning because I didn't know how the sunlight was going to bother me, but it's not bothering me. So like I said, I'm feeling extremely grateful this morning, and you know, everybody needs a humbling experience to remind yourself to feel grateful and to remind yourself to slow down and be more cautious, less reckless. And so I just wanted to let you all know that I am extremely grateful and humbled and happy this morning. So really grateful that I can even be here without makeup. Who the hell cares about makeup when you're worried about your eyes? But so glad to be here with all of you. So if I have to cut it short or my eyes start watering, now you know why. So once again, thank you all for joining me live. A couple things that I'm working on this morning. I'm working on a project in Be So Lush yarn, and you know, the yarn comes in the cake, right? So I've been working out of the center pull, and once you work the majority of the ball out of the center pull, the walls start caving in on themselves, and that's when I like to take the outside tail and wind it into a ball. And so now my project, so by doing that, I don't have to cut the yarn on my project, and I just take that outside tail and slowly but surely wind it into a ball. And so now I have that same piece of yarn uncut, and now it's ready to go all the way to the very end. So wanted to show you that. I'm also working on some rectangles. Oh, Stacy's working on a summer tank using Be So Fine Calypso Lime. That is wonderful. I was watching a TV show last night, and a lady on the show had a shirt on in Calypso Lime, Be So Fine yarn, and I was like, oh, I've got so much projects on my plate right now and so many things to do, but all I wanted to do was drop everything and make a top out of this color. Her top was so pretty, and it was just like a loose bohemian kind of a top, but in this color, and I was like, oh, I need that in my life. But anyway, I stayed responsible and did my responsible projects, but it's definitely on my list. So, notice a few of you have mentioned my dress this morning. Thank you very much. And this is the maxi dress that I told you about the other day, and I am so in love with it, I can't even begin to tell you. So, and then after I tell you about it, I want to tell you all the wonderful ways that you can style a strapless maxi dress. You can seriously style it in a gazillion ways. So, first of all, I'll take my jacket off for a second so you can see it. So the maxi dress itself is strapless, has a ton of shirring in the bust, meaning that it's gathered here so there's extra layers throughout the bust. It has a seamed waistband, which brings it in at the waist, but it's super, super stretchy. The whole fabric is stretchy. It has pockets that aren't the silly pockets. They're actually legit usable pockets. It does not have any side slits, and it is full-ish, but not overly full. I think it's just that perfect medium between tight and sexy and super duper flowy. So it's not gonna blow up in the wind, but it's not gonna be super clingy and tight either. And it is just that stretchy, stretchy fabric. Now here's the other thing. I'm 5'9", 180 pounds. I bought the large. There are 2 sizes smaller than this and 2 sizes bigger than this. So I feel like that means there is a ton of sizing options with that as well. But look at those pockets again. Look at the size of them. So obviously you could wear it on its own without anything. You could wear a store-bought belt that's either leather or one with an elastic waist and then a buckle here. But I wanted to show you how incredibly cute one of your crocheted or knitted lace scarves look as a belt. Tied in the front or tied on the side. Look at how beautiful the lace looks against the fabric. I think that's super duper cute. A jean jacket or a jean vest is always a great layer. And something that can really dress it down. If you're looking to be casual during the day, wearing denim with anything always brings it down, so it's not overly too dressy. So this is something that I like. Plus, it has pockets. Anything with pockets is my friend. So, oh, and the dress, $20. It's somewhere in the $20 range, so incredibly affordable. Came in a couple of colors, not a ton, but it did come in a couple of colors, which I thought was fabulous too. Okay, now, triangular shawls. All the different ways that we wear a triangular shawl look amazing when you wear a strapless dress, because you get to see your skin come through for all of the lace at the top, your whole shoulder. It actually shows off the lace more beautifully than when you wear anything, wear something that has sleeves or tank top straps or whatever. So obviously the regular traditional tied like this, I think this is also a great candidate. I'll take this off for wearing as a sarong. Give me a second to position it. You could fool around with that. I can't see it that well this morning, so I think you get the idea. So you could wear it like that. I think that that's super cute. And this type of sarong too, so bigger than a belt. How cute would that look over a longer dress? Tied on the side or tied in the front like that. I think that that's a super cute way to wear it. And then imagine wearing a necklace or earrings in that same pop of color. That would be gorgeous too. Then you can also go with a cardi vest. Especially in the gold, it really accentuates the strapless quality because it stays with that neutral skin tone and it just shows off lace. I think this is a very romantic look. Does anybody have any questions so far? Because I wanted to show you a couple other pieces. I also had questions. Lisa, you're big-busted, so am I. I wear D cup and I'm wearing a strapless bra, and there's plenty of room in this. Like, it's incredible. It's stretchy, not tight, and there's room. I think that this could fit somebody. I think the large in itself could fit someone bigger than me. It's not, I'm not at the max of the size. And strapless is something that you either get used to or you don't. It seems like it's a scary thing to do, but you have to practice it just like anything else. Going strapless, you have to have the right undergarments, right? And you have to get used to the concept of it. This is actually one of the more comfortable strapless dresses I've worn because it's stretchy in the right places but not tight and not baggy. But if you're not used to wearing something strapless, I totally understand that it sounds scary. And layering is always your friend, even with strapless. But I wanted to mention that people were asking yesterday if they could make this project into a shawl. And I have exciting news to tell you. It already is a shawl. It is the Santabella shawl. So this is a free pattern on my website already. And this would be this piece done with the center double increase for the corner, but then it also has a single increase on either end so that it becomes a triangle instead of that necklace scarf shape. So you can find this free pattern on my website also, and what a gorgeous shawl to wear over this dress because it's gigantic. You could, and just like any of the other shawls, you could tie it in the back to make it a shrug. A shrug is a great idea for a strapless dress because it gives you that look of sleeves again. This would be a great candidate for, because of the size, for a sarong. Give you the idea of it, so you could wear it like that. It would also be great for around the waist sarong. I think that would be super cute for going out at night. And again, you could wear one of those pops of color for your necklace or your earrings. And then I brought one more, and that was to go with a darker color. And I wanted to show you the contrast of wearing the darker color over open shoulders and how incredibly beautiful it is to see your shoulders through the darker color. Very romantic. This is something that I would wear to go out for dinner. But I'm going to stand up and show you how pretty this looks together as well. Okay, where's the dress? The dress is in my Amazon shop. If you go to amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl, and the link is in the video description to get to my Amazon shop, you can find the dress there. There's several categories in my Amazon shop, and you would want to look for the category that I call fashion. And that's where I put all of my favorite clothing finds on Amazon in that shop. And if anybody has any problems finding it, please feel welcome to email me at projectkristincares@gmail.com, and I'm happy to help anybody with any questions there. But getting questions all in one spot is super helpful for me. What was the green one? Oh, the green one is the Mary shawl from Motif Magic. And you can find this on Ravelry, you can find it in my shop, you can find it anywhere. And it's also using Be So Fine yarn and Color Calypso line. Thanks, Lisa. Oh, I don't know if any of you, I know some of you are members of my Create, Share, Inspire group on Facebook. And I did something a little different yesterday there. I made a post and added a poll to it, and I've never done that before. And so that top that I talked about yesterday that I've just been eyeballing and salivating over on Amazon came in like 10 different beautiful multicolored prints, floral prints. And so I was sitting there just going back and forth going, I'm not buying all 10, I have to pick one. So I thought it was fun to share all of them with you. And so I took a screenshot on my phone of all the different colors and made a poll to see what everybody else thought was their favorite. And I thought it was a fun way to have everybody get to choose what I'm gonna buy next and what I'll wear on Yarn on the Beach. So I thought it was a fun way to keep everybody involved and interactive. And so far it looks like the black floral is the winner. So thank you everybody who has participated in that poll. And if anybody wants to do it, I'll leave it open for the rest of the morning and see. Oh, that's okay, Sarah May, that's okay. I saw it but forgot to make a choice. Well, I'll leave it open. If anybody wants to go back and enter their choices for the poll, it was a lot of fun, I thought. Seems like other people thought it was fun too. And I think it'll be fun to see the ones you picked show up, and then I'll be able to show you what it looks like on me and on a living person. So thought that was fun. Anyway, I was going to show you guys what I'm working on this morning as well. I am working, let me make sure I don't, you know, when you have a working yarn still going, the loop on your hook, especially, well, not just for crochet, for knitting too, I always make that loop super duper long so that if I pull on the working yarn too hard, I don't unravel stitches. And I do that when I put it in my yarn bag or my project bag, and I do that when I'm setting it down as well. So just to be careful, don't want to waste stitches that I've already made. So I'm working on rectangular motifs right now. And a rectangular motif is very, very similar to a square motif. A rectangular motif has 4 double increase corners, just like a square. So let's fold it in half a little bit in the center. And you can see it looks very much like a square. It has the 4 90-degree angle corners with double increases, but it has a little more body in the center. The name of the multicolored shawl, it's called Santabella. So here's one in single crochet, here's one in half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and double treble crochet. These aren't blocked yet, so some of them are still a little bit wavy, but they'll all be lying flat when they're done because I've done the right amount of increases in the corners. But what I wanted to tell you, what is so useful to know about making a rectangle, you could make a rectangle for an Afghan, for a rug, for the beginning of, let's say you wanted to make a decorative pot cover for a plant, or you wanted to make little baskets for your makeup supplies, or anything, any kind of a little gadget organizing container. You could make placemats with a rectangle. The key to knowing how wide to make your starting chain is however much wider you want the wide edge to be from the short edge, whatever that number is. If it's 2 inches, if it's 2 feet, that's how long your starting chain needs to be. That's it. There is no fancy math involved here. So let's say you wanted to make a table, what do you call it? A placemat. Somebody give me a dimension for a placemat. What do you think a placemat is? 12 by 18? That's probably too big. Maybe they're 10 by 16? I'm going to wait and see what anybody else thinks of that. Tell me what you think is a good size for a placemat. And I'm going to tell you immediately how to make a rectangular motif to do it. The gold vest is called the Fantastical Crochet Vest. There's information on it on my website, including how to download it on the Knit Show website. 10 by 16. Okay, so let's say you're going to make a 10 by 16 rectangle to make a seamless, simple, beautiful placemat. 10 by 16. 16 inches minus 10 is 4 inches. You're going to make a starting chain 4 inches long, and then you want it 10 inches this way. Well, what does that mean? 5 inches in either direction. So you want to work your round 5 inches up from that starting chain, and that's it. And it will absolutely be 10 by 16. Now imagine taking any yarn and adding sequins to it. So let's say you even took organic cotton and Be So the Be So Bare and Be So Dazzling and put them together. How amazing. Or you wanted to do a little dressier placemat, you would take Be So Sporty or Be So Fine yarn and add Be So Dazzling. Or just do it in bling yarn. And imagine the beautiful placemats you could make. You would just start, I know, your mind's blown, right? It's that simple, and you never see this stuff anywhere. So you would do your starting chain with the difference of how wide versus how tall, and then just make it to size. I'm not seeing all the comments. And you could do it in as simple a stitch as double crochet. If you know how to make a square, you can make a rectangle. You just need to know how much wider you want your length to be than your height. Not to change the subject. Oh, that's okay, Ruthie. Yeah, the sugar sand is beautiful here. We're at Vanderbilt Beach this morning, and the sand is a lot lighter here than it is at Bonita Beach. Thanks, Pamela. I'm so happy to share that with you. Okay, so I'm going to show you the different stitches again, so you can start thinking about if you wanted to make a placemat. So here's single crochet, here's half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and double treble crochet. The double treble crochet is a little wonky, but I think it's going to be fine. I just need to steam it a little bit. I missed some side. I think I'm missing a side conversation and a few comments. So if I missed your question, please feel welcome to repeat it. And if I don't get to it, please feel welcome to write your comments in the recorded version, because I do reply to all of the recorded comments every day from Yarn on the Beach podcast. Yeah, double crochet is my favorite too, Lisa. Although the double treble in the right application would look very woven and bohemian, so I like that as well. Oh, also, what about a table runner? Oh, Ruthie, you and I are on the same wavelength right now. Okay, table runner. Somebody give me a dimension for a table runner. What do you think is a good dimension for a table runner? And I'm going to tell you how to do it. Oh yeah, sandcastle would be tough in the sand unless you added water. In fact, I know I've done it before. You just have to make some wetter mixes, make different types, different moisture levels. Okay. I'm going to go with the first one I see, 12 by 24. 12 by 24, so you've got 12 inches difference between the height and the width. So you want to do your starting chain 12 inches. 12 by 72, so that would be a difference of 60 inches. So you'd want to do your starting chain 60 inches first. 25 by 12, that's a 13-inch difference. So you're going to do a 13-inch chain first. And then as you make the short edge 12 inches, the width will be the 25 inches. It's simple math. Once you commit to that width, it won't not work. How's that for a double negative? Yeah, Lisa, you do have a huge table, so you start with 60 inches. That's it. And you can do it in any stitch. Any square motif that you know and love, you could do it in lace. If you know how to make a lace stitch pattern in a square where you already know what to do, just do that repeat in the middle. Now that might be a little complicated for some people, and that would be a great pattern to make, but as far as the corner increases depend on the height of the stitch. So that's the thing that changes. But if you already know how to make a square, it's an easy. Okay, Grace, yeah, I definitely think that there's a need for minimal math. Like, I don't think that you need it to be about designer stuff, but how about just being empowered to make your own simple stuff like that? I totally agree. And I'm working on a concept for a book and video series that is going to be all about that. Absolutely. Yeah, you can take whatever stitch you know, whatever. If you find a square motif that you like, you just have to make sure that you do the right number of chains for the multiple of the stitch pattern for the center. DJ has made her own table runner and placemats. It's wonderful. Thanks, Cynthia. Yep, I have a book called The Finer Edge that's all full of edgings. Oh, hi Mary from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Thanks for joining live. That's wonderful. My eye's getting a little tired sitting here. I think the sun's getting to me. But we're almost done, so I made it. Hey, I'm obviously getting better. It's great. Does anybody have any other questions about what we talked about today? I'm happy to lift up any of the shawls or the colors or show anything else if you like. I mean, you know how much I love pockets. I have pockets in my dress and pockets in my vest today. Am I like ready for anything? Thanks, Sarah May. Brain is asking me about something about Morgana, but I don't know what the question is. The gold vest, sure. You want me to try it on again? I can try it on again too, I don't mind. I think that this color looks really special over skin. I think and this is another way, if you're not used to wearing stuff strapless, wearing something over it completely changes my attitude about strapless. Like there's certain environments where I wouldn't go strapless without a layer on it. You know, I never want to be too sexy or too frumpy, right? And so there's always this balance of finding that happy medium between sexy and frumpy. And the older I get, it's more important than ever. I don't think I worried about it as much when I was younger, but I'm 45 now, and not the skinniest I've ever been, not the heaviest I've ever been, but I always try to find that sweet spot of balance between sexy and frumpy. I don't want to be too much of either. And so I find that wearing beautiful lace layers and showing skin like that is a little bit sexy, but not overtly sexy. I would not go and visit my friends in the middle of the day like this, but I would go like this. I feel totally put together, and I feel covered enough to spend time with people in the daytime. So I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but it's important to me to not be too sexy or too frumpy. So it's what I'm always trying to balance, because I don't want to come across as trying too hard. Video for Lacey May. I don't know if I have a video for Lacey May the bikini, but that's a good question. Thanks, Grace. Yeah, especially when you, as you get older, you're trying to find new looks, you know? The way I dressed at 20 is not the way I dress in my 40s, and I don't mean that in a bad way. There are things that I think look better on me now or looked better on me then, and that's okay. Which brings me to a question that I had recently, and we're probably out of time, so it's probably not the day to really dive into it, but someone remind me to talk more about it tomorrow. I get questions all the time of what colors look good on someone that's gone gray, because here's what happens. When you've had a certain color in your whole life, you know what colors work for you. And then once you go gray, you don't necessarily wear the same colors don't work for you that worked for you before. And so I've helped lots of ladies over the years try to figure out what colors work for them once they've gone gray, because they do have to figure out a new palette sometimes. And so I would like to talk about that further when we have more time, because I think it's a really important question, and it's something that could be discussed quite a bit, and I'm sure a lot of you have great tips for it as well, and I have tips for it as well from a color palette and a color complementing standpoint. So if anybody wants me to talk further about that another day, please feel welcome to remind me again. But we're almost out of time, so let's take this last minute to look out on this gorgeous view. How beautiful is the sound of these waves today, huh? Let's soak that in for another minute and set our intentions for the day. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, the beautiful color palette of the sky, the waves and the sand, and even the seaweed. It's cool too. Hope you enjoyed chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.